Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32%
You've often posed these very...
Clear my schedule. This new Did you hear that power play, Celia? I only hope you don't judge me by my hand. Now. What a charming note. Forgive me, I'd be... Now.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you...
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but... Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
I don't... Dang it, Captain, that's not right. Folks on Monarch shouldn't have to suffer just because the board says so.
We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements... Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather...
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan.
on our terms.
A lot of good that'll do. They'll just find another reason to turn tail and abandon.
Not if we secure the proper safeguards first.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own.
It's true. The plan she...
And a Mantisaur.
Many... If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure...
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in-house? In the old arms building. Do be careful. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the... What can I do for... You're just as rigid as the old executive committee. Why, we've hardly been able to get a clear message out until
When Graham finally shut up.
It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. We need... Indeed. That's why it's imperative that MSI be and the first step is getting... I see. And was... Well, that's excellent. What else can I do? Then it's good. Ah. Graham seemed like a I thought... I've asked myself the same thing. Not intentionally. For many years... Really?
Here, though, the results were...
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Neil. And as the other corporate... MSI, but... Indeed. Anyway, we creating... No, they laughed in our face. In a manner of speaking, I moved forward with... Yet not... I don't think I realized how. I do. Well, technically, he may have suggested it, but he certainly wasn't doing the paperwork himself.
It's straight bullshit is what it is. A fabrication rich folks use to preserve their investments by leaving a lot of people here to die slow.
Nyoka has the right of it. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems.
But wait, what happens to the folks stuck on the wrong side of danger?
I'm afraid the welfare of a few hundred people is too minor a figure into the board's risk assessment. Yes. Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resource.
Yeah, that'd go a long way toward rebuilding our home.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community. And being cut off means I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then besides.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yes, my home. Technically, he does. What exactly are you accusing me of? Now, there's no need to use that sultry tone with me. Hiram understands the way things are. After all, he has his own contacts on the board. Until we're back on the board, I need to run those advertisements. If there's no business on Monarch, then we all starve. Hiram and... What can I do?
What job did the board assign you when you came of age? Bet it was something real neat, like professional flexing.
Wilderness patrol. Plenty of folks traveling on foot out there, even back when there were roads. I protected them from rats and the like.
Oh, gosh. And here I was, John, about how I was watching your back. I'm probably more like to get in your way.
Everyone needs someone watching after them. Even me. Even if I ain't keen to admit it sometimes. if raptidons have taste buds.
Ready when you are.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink of sulfur. On account of it stinking like fish instead.
Get ready! We made it!
Careful. Only things you'll find in the ruins are liable to
Incoming!
Get away! Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Meta Queen showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void blast. I ran in here, and, now the door's locked. Little help? It's easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know, the rat. Rude? I'll have you know I can go for whole days without a snack. I'll be here if you change your mind.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die.
Still landing yourself in trouble, eh, Hux?
Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with... Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend? But I ain't got nothing else. Afraid not, lady. Gotta pack light if I'm gonna... Yes.
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded. You all right?
Incoming, Captain!
You all got different Saltuna here on Monarch. Ain't that neat?
You come to Monarch and that's what you're excited about? You ought to get out more.
I'm getting that right now. What did Stellar Bay's engineer name your cannon machine?
I don't rightly...
Be careful with your new... You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it. Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before. This has been my albatross. I give MSI everything. My work. I thought volunteering to donate might improve my... Apparently not. Yeah, in charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving... I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's... Thank you for that. Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less. What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is... For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board. Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea, it's definitely a firm middle finger.
Help us with this final matter and we won't need... I have...
Is it really illegal if the board's the one that makes the rules in the first place?
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. You really think... I admit, I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. If someone is operating here, then... Oh, I imagine. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, so it would be... Once you... I'm sorry. Ah, they're hardly a corporation. More like a jumped-up band of thugs with the evidence I'm...
Not that we don't appreciate your...
What was it like in Edgewater? I hear you workers were on the clock every available moment.
We always got 8 hours a day for sleeping. Just not always consecutive.
My condolences. I appreciate consistent wages like any other sane person, but that still sounds awful. At least Sanjar gives his folks weekends.
Weekends?
Hand to the void. I used to drop by the bar in Stellar Bay to knock a few back with the folks who had Saturdays off.
Don't know what I'd have done with that much time. I was always behind schedule anyhow.
Knowing you, you'd sit and be alone with your thoughts.
Something you need?
You don't look like Sublight. Must be freelance.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for Rap Musk.
Bet they also pay to make it stink less.
Supposedly, it makes you more attractive for, you know.
Trust me, no one's going near you like this.
Wouldn't mind smelling like Saltuna if we could sell more of it. I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but
Who spat in your spirits?
you noticed my mood? I'm surprised you can see straight.
I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being unkind. I just might find it funnier.
Will you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish with decades-old equipment and see what it does for your disposition? Anyway. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again? Hard work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent either.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate. Fine by me.
You're probably looking for Velma. Watch out.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
In case I did not impress.
Well, well. If you're keeping Nyoka company, you'll need a few to keep up with her.
Ain't a person on this planet who can keep up. Wait, we are talking about a drinking.
Now what can I do for you? Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often.
Hey, you ought to be paying me. Without me livening up the place, y'all would be wallowing in the misery that is your sad.
I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you? Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or... Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. I thought But it had a Nope.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Talk to Caleb. He speaks for all of
Caleb's
us.
doing the talking.
New face, huh? You from Offworld? A ship captain? Why don't you grab a chair?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our... Well, as long as we... But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. Sure thing. If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe the others wanted to blackmail her. But we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profit. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse.
You ever think about what goes on in a marauder's head?
No, they're crazy.
thank you again for retreat. Anyway, excellent timing on your part. I worked my fingers to nubs, but I finally
You're getting ahead of yourself.
So I am. I'm working on a plan to reorganize the board. Slow.
You are? You could do a lot of good around here, you know. Don't go getting my hopes up.
But that's entirely the point. We've got to hope. We have got to partake once more of the full resources and opportunities of...
What about the folks out in the wilderness? Amber Heights, Fallbrook. Will you share with them, or will you hoard those resources here?
My sincerest hope is for MSI to become a model for all of Halcyon. But truly, I am getting ahead of myself. I knew there was something going on. This is exact. I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll sit back and quietly...
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Velma seem out of sorts too?
you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet... Yes, indeed. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem?
Does it matter?
Is that... I suppose not. Curiosity was always my besetting sin. And we both know I'll find out. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustment. You make it sound so... Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between.
Now you hold on. I do not physically go between anyone but that of my choose... Oh, apologies. You meant... right.
Precisely. I really ought to give you a raise. It's... terrific.
Testing 1, 2, check. Now I'll Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of... As Neo...
Why, he told us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Cap. What in the...
Black holes? Did you... Looks like a UDL ship. Based on the gunnery attachments, I guess it's one of the board's blockade enforcers, but don't cite me on that. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't... Hiram? Can you hear me? Architect, save me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI, or did MSI not cease broadcast? Yes, but... Hiram. Ah, the good captain. The truth brings up... Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off. Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel.